giving some options this map.
Yes, options, lots of options, sometimes too many options. And I think that's why a lot of players don't like to play against on this map, because it can just be a little bit overwhelming. So let's get into it, find out which player will be the first player to advance out of the round of 24.
Oh, so I should start. Excuse me, Mr. Rapid, I'm getting rusty. So,
No
spawning
problem.
on the 9 o'clock position as a blue Protoss, BSL3 champion, Super Gosu Russian Protoss. This is Dewalt.
And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner in the red as Zerg from Poland. This is Julia.
Transistor. Rapid, you are probably much more familiar with the ISL scores than me, because you probably like. I'm sure that you are more familiar than me with this map and with how the ZVP or PVZ should look like over here. So it's like, did you see any like weird strategies over here? It's possible to go so fast for some kind of weird like mass quick mutiles or something like that. Did you see anything like that happen in the Pro League?
So the big thing about Transistor is this weird double ramp setup between your main and your natural. A lot of times you can kind of get pinched there, and especially early Zergling strategies can be pretty effective because you can just come from two sides. That's what every Zerg wants to do. So there's definitely potential for some early Zergling play, but a lot of times you don't see that because if it doesn't work, you're going to have some troubles. One big problem is that this natural expansion is incredibly open. So mutas can be just very, very good. But, you know, you don't want to necessarily just blindly go mutas against Protoss because, of course, Sares. So we'll see. All I'm trying to say is that if the Zerg can get mutas out, they can be super scary.
Oh yeah, the flight distance between the natural and the natural, at least in these positions, is extremely close. But it's like the same thing is about the fast weaver. If you will go for the quick shuttle, you can do a lot of damage with that too.
Yes, you are. You're definitely right about that. Although you would kind of have to go one base Reaver if you wanted to do that, and I'm not sure Dewalt's kind of that. Usually that's more of like a Bonnet thing to do. I'm expecting Dewalt to just probably play pretty standardly, and he's going gateway expand. So let's see what the Zealot gets done.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but it will be like, I'm wondering. Yeah, it will be 6 links from Julia, so it's definitely enough to hold like one Zealot. There will be second one. It should be fine to hold second one if he will not mess up with the micro. So I'm wondering what he'll be, where he will decide to make his third hatchery. Will it be third expansion? Yeah, very quickly they will close his probe, right?
Yeah, that's super fast. Like, this is not a Bisu probe, okay? This Bisu probes live until like 5-6 minutes into the game. Bisu probes, like, in probe years, they live to be like 1,000. Probe years are the opposite of dog years. Wait, no, they're exactly like dog years. They're amplified because they don't last very long. But hey, look at that, a gas steal from Julia. You don't see that all the time.
Oh yeah, and this is definitely interesting because now the next building that Dewalt would like to build is Forge and after a Forge assimilator. So when Julia is taking this extractor, this gas, Dewalt tech will be definitely delayed. So this is a good move from him. But I really don't know if I like third hatchery in the main base.
Yeah, what's up with that? So usually third hatchery in the main is a sometimes you see that against Terran. Sometimes you see that in ZVZ as a way to keep it kind of safe. But you don't really see that against Protoss very often, especially in that position. It's important to get your creep there to be able to wall off that very vulnerable choke point, but that is still kind of weird.
Yeah, and it makes me think that...
Oh no! A Zergling got through.
Oh yeah.
He's so good at doing that.
Yeah, Zerglings are... But the only unit that is thinner than Zergling, I think, is Ghost in StarCraft. But yeah, still Zerglings are sneaking through much more often than Ghosts. Oh!
This happens a lot. And now, actually, look, he's getting through with a bunch more. There's 4 Zerglings able to break through the other side. This is exactly what I was saying earlier about how it's so difficult to defend that choke point against Zerglings because they come from behind. And so they're going to get in. They're going to be running around. It's going to be almost impossible to take care of them with just Zealots. That's great scouting information. And on the other side, we're already taking up to lair.
Yeah, this will be lair, but it will be lair on 2 bases, so definitely Julia still needs to do something more to deliver that game to make. Yeah, definitely I'm expecting him to do something really all-in-ish, but I don't know what it can be. I don't understand Creep Colony, but maybe it will be some kind of lurker drop or some. I don't know, hard to say. It will be definitely special tactics.
Yeah. First of all, this is Julia, so let's just keep our minds open as far as the follow-ups here. He does still have Zerglings running around on the Protoss base, which is every Zerg player's wish. But there are still 4 Zealots coming across the map, and there's no Sim City here. There's like a hatchery and a sunken. But those Zerglings were definitely out of position. Obviously, you can pull them into position pretty quickly, just like Julia did. Defends perfectly against the Zealots, and does he have any Zerglings left alive? No, it looks like those are finally cleared up.
But look how smartly he put that hatchery. Now when I think about it, you will move your larva to the left side of the hatchery and make something out of it, I think it should be tight wall against Zealots. So it's still giving you some defensive possibilities, this hatchery position.
You are correct. This is one of the reasons I will never actually play on this map, because it's just so weird. Like, for instance, if you mess up that hatchery position, you either accidentally block part of the ramp that glitches your units out, or you let way too much in and the Zealots get in, kill your sunken, and then you're in trouble. So you definitely have to know what you're doing as far as that placement goes. So it turns out, even though placing a hatchery not on location is kind of weird in PvZ or in ZVP, it's working out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see if this drone is able to get the hatchery up, because there's 3 Zealots right here. So that is enough to force the cancel. So yeah, immediate cancel, and it's going to delay that hatchery even further.
And because Julia delayed the tech of the Dewalt so much, his Mutas will be there. Like, it will be a little bit after the. Oh, he almost killed the drone. It will be a little bit after the Mutas will pop out, but still the Mutas timing will be pretty good. So Dewalt will have time to react, but Mutas will definitely have some room to deal some damage.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about again. Man, did I say some right things? How did I do that? I thought I wasn't supposed to say anything. Anyway,
Mr. Rapid, you are super gossip broadcaster. You are saying only smart things.
Mutas are pretty good on this map. You've got 360 degrees to attack this natural expansion, and only 1 cannon standing in the way of about 9 Mutas just now popping, heading out across the map. A couple of Scourgeon there meant for the first Corsair, if that ever comes into play. Looks like there are a total of 2 Corsairs out right now, but that cannon is not going to last very long. First cannon is down. Second cannon is up. It's being focused. There are a couple of Corsairs. One Scourge does actually connect, but the second cannon falls. The Mutas, even though they're clumped up, still aren't really threatened by those Corsairs. They force a full pull from the natural expansion.
Oh, and it's weird that Julia is no longer engaging in this position, because now he's having definitely advantage. It's only 3 Corsairs left for Dewalt, so definitely hard situation for our Protoss player. Oh, and 2 hatcheries on 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I love that. Immediately he's like, look, I'm putting on the pressure. He's going to have to deal with that. So you wax on with the Mutas and you wax off with the extra 2 bases. So he's really completing his training here. Now, there is a pretty cool shield battery there. It's going to be hard to click the shield battery on the wounded Corsairs, but in theory, it's going to help defend here. And Dewalt's still not able to mine from the space while Julia is able to expand. And I mean, sure, there's a bunch of Zealots that might force a cancel here on this base. Oh, 200 HP, 100 HP, 50.
Oh, he killed it.
The base goes down. He killed it, yeah.
Oh, that's really definitely, and he bought himself a lot of time. Now he will have like, yeah, 5 Corsairs. It's definitely a good number. I'm wondering if there is +1. Oh, there is +1 even for the Corsairs. So now the Mutas are not that good anymore.
Yeah, they had their moment, and I think the Mutas actually did their job perfectly. They forced a lot of lost mining time, did a little bit of damage, but they bought time for Julia to get these extra bases up, and that is absolutely huge. Let's see what this strike squad of 3 Hitmen Zealots coming around the corner.
Oh.
You know, in Dewalt's picture for BSL, he actually did look kind of gangster. So these Zealots are gonna come ask for protection money from these main base drones. And I don't think they're gonna be too happy about that. They already get 1 drone kill. Let's see if they can get a second one. Yep, 2 drones going down, 3 drones going down. Are they gonna get a 4th one? I think so. Man, Zealots just do not die. That's like 4 or 5 drones going down.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
I think Mr. Bonnie was saying someday that Zealot is a perfect counter to the Mutas. Like, when you can buy as much time as you need and then just kill the Mutas. So, yeah, Zealots are a really good counter, but you are right. Mutas did perfect job because look at that. Dewalt is just starting to produce more gateways. He just finished the 4th gateway, so his ground army is not too big. And Julia is already having, like, we can say that he's already having 5 hatcheries, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's right. Not really exactly where you'd expect them to be, but hey, they're there. And on the other side, Dewalt has not even put down a 3rd base just yet. He is I mean, that's the hard part for Protoss and PvZ. Is, you know, how do you put down your 3rd? Especially now that you have to deal with all these mutas coming around. The 3rd was just scouted by that overlord that ran in there. This is actually starting to be pretty scary.
Yeah. And look at the supplies, like it's pretty good supply difference for Julia, I would say. It's like
yeah, you're
70
absolutely right. No, I mean, supply can be a little bit deceiving because obviously Storm is going to be completed here in a few, maybe a minute or so, and that's going to be really the saving grace from Dewalt. So even though there's a bunch of mutas, they won't help if they all get stormed. Even though there's a bunch of Hydras coming out here pretty soon, it won't help if they all get stormed. So yeah, just some things to think about. But we are getting drop for Overlords, so that could actually make this a little bit more interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're just getting caught by these Corsairs. There's 7+1 Corsairs. Those will actually just blow these mutas apart.
Yeah, it's really hard to fight against this Corsairs with pure mutas. That's good that Julia made this spore colony. It's protecting his Overlord.
I think the mutas are starting to kind of fall off here. He's lost a bunch. They still exist, and so these High Templar are going to be pretty vulnerable. And they can actually put a lot of pressure on this 3rd base, because they just run up here, kill the Dragoon, and now all of a sudden Dewalt, once again, can't expand there. But actually, Julia's supply blocked, because he lost all those Overlords. Because he's not really doing anything to defend the Overlords back at home, so he's now at 80 out of 69.
Oh, and the sneaky Dark Templar will join the party in the natural base of the Julia. And there is no Overlord.
Don't look. Hide your eyes. Parents, make sure your children leave the room. This is definitely not safe for Zerg. Oh my god. How does Dewalt do this? Dude, Dewalt's so good.
Yeah, and suddenly 40 supply advantage. This is how you come back to the game. Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, you were just talking about that supply advantage he was having. This is how the cookie crumbles for sure. Oh my god.
I still felt like Julia played really well game. He was holding on very nicely. He chose the strategy very intelligently, but that it's not enough for Dewalt. There's have to be something more to win against him.
Whew. Yeah, it definitely takes that secret sauce. I'd also like to point out that Julia has 3 idle mutas on the left side of the map that could just run in and do damage. But they're not being used because obviously the entire world is falling apart right now for Julia. He lost all those drones and now he desperately has to hold on and defend with almost no unit.
Stormo, we will have Stormo. Oh, there is again.
Oh god, no.
Punishing.
High Templar, Dark Templar. All of it means no drones for Julia. He's at 30 drones 13, 14 minutes into the game.
So all Dewalt is doing, he's producing army and harassing his opponent. And it looks easy, but it isn't. And we will have a drop in the main base too. Oh, but only 1 drone, so it's good,
okay.
Really good pull.
Julia's just like, where's he gonna mine? He's got all of his mining at his 3rd base. That's it. Yeah, okay, finally goes back to mining with a few drones in the main, but just like, have mercy. Dewalt is... He went for being in a little bit of a rough spot after those mutas did a bunch of damage, and he was slow on taking his 3rd base. Now, not only does he have a third base coming up totally safe, his opponent has no drones and is not a threat at all.
Oh yeah. Huh. Oh. He's trying to snipe High Templar?
The Dewalt stormed to try to hit the mutas, but he almost killed his own probe, so he's like, whoa, moving the probe out of the way of the storm, microing the High Templar, but he did actually lose maybe 1 or 2 High Templar. Actually, no, 1 High Templar survives on 1 HP.
Oh, 4 more drones go down in the main base of Julia. He's not giving up.
Also, how unfair is it the Hydralisks don't reach that corner that he put the shuttle in? You can actually just run the shuttle straight down and it'll be totally safe. That's so unfair.
Oh yeah. You are right. Oh my. Huh. So it's like, I don't know how it happened. Like, I'm looking at this game and it's miracle to me that Dewalt is now having 160 supply and Julia is having almost the same number he had in 3 minutes ago. So this is the power of harassment.
Yeah. I was trying to see if this is one of the changes to Neo. Okay, these Scourge are going to kill the shuttle. Well, that died. But either way, on the other side of the map, Overlords are still dying. The Corsair is still alive. The third base is totally up and running. And Dewalt has a gigantic army about to steamroll Julian. Yeah, that's it. GG. Julian taps out, and Dewalt will advance on the round of 16 in BSL Season 8.
Okay. And this means that Dewalt is a